Today I will be comparing 3 different sizes of Chanel flap bags. The Chanel Reissue 227, the Chanel Reissue Clutch 226, and the Chanel Moonlight on the Water bag. This is the newest to my collection. I'm less familiar with it and the proper sizing, so we're going to figure that out in this video as well. If you've been trying to figure out which size of a Chanel flap bag is right for you, this is the video for you, so stay tuned. Hi YouTube, Autumn Beckman here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about luxury living on a budget, from high-end luxury handbags and small goods to the everyday luxuries of life. If that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you subscribe, click the bell notification icon to be notified when I post new videos, and be sure to like the videos that you enjoy. And one of the perks of subscribing to my channel is you get to see my community post on your YouTube homepage, where I post deals, discount codes, sales, and rare finds related to these beautiful things we love. If you don't see that on your homepage, you can also go to the community tab on my YouTube channel and you'll see all my community posts there. I already have another video where I compare these two in depth. I will link that below. And since I fairly recently added this bag and it's a different size from the others, I thought, why not compare all 3? Many people, when they're trying to figure out what kind of flap bag they want from Chanel, and I don't just mean classic flaps or reissued, there are tons of versions of the flap bag. It's not something you can always just go to the store and see. You can't order online from them. So maybe you're buying pre-loved like I do. All 3 of these I purchased pre-loved. And especially when you do that sight unseen, it can be difficult to figure out exactly what size you need, and there's no room for error at these price points. So I hope you'll find this video helpful in that way. Let's start with dimensions. I'll show you what the bags look like on me and compare them to each other that way, and I'll do a what fits. And when I do the what fits, I'm going to use some objects that hopefully you're familiar with to give you a better idea of the size of the bags. Let's go big to small. The Reissue 227 is just over 12 inches long, about 8 inches high, and about 3 inches in depth. Now keep in mind, on these flat bags, especially since you have that flap folding over, the top of the bag is going to be more narrow than the bottom of the bag. Part of that will depend on how much you have stuffed in it. And you don't want to overstuff because you don't want to put strain on the bag or the lock. The Reissue Clutch 226 is 10.5 inches across, 7 inches high, and 2 inches in depth. So you lose 1 inch on the height, 1 inch on the depth, and 1.5 inches on the length. My Moonlight on the Water bag is 9.5 inches across, 6.5 inches high, so we've lost 0.5 inch on the height and the length, but it's 2.5 inches deep, so we've gained 0.5 inch there. I did a Google image search, and I don't remember exactly what I searched, but it was Chanel flat bag comparisons, something like that. And I found this image. I'm going off that. This says that the small size of the classic flap is 9 inches in length, 5.7 in height, and 2.3 in depth. So it's not exactly the same dimensions as my Moonlight on the Water bag, but it's pretty close. So if you're thinking about the classic flap, you could think of this as being very similar to the small size. This Reissue Clutch 226 would be similar to the medium size, and according to the chart, the Reissue 227 would be close to the large size. There is another size larger, the Maxi, and there's a 228 in the Reissue, which is more difficult to find than the 227, but it's out there. Let's take a quick look at some of the features of these 3 bags because they all have a little something different about them. The Reissue 227 is a classic bag. It's the original handbag design that Coco Chanel came up with. This bag is a double flap. Let me give you a spin here. There's the front, the side, the back. You can see it has a big pocket here. I have felt in it to protect it. There's the other side, the front again. The top, we have 2 holes that are this way as opposed to this way to hold your chain and adjust it, and then there's the bottom. The great thing about the Reissue is that it's designed to flatten on the bottom so that you can pack it in a suitcase for travel. The chain can be worn doubled like this, or you can single it to make it longer. The Reissues have the Mademoiselle turn lock, and this is a double flap bag. Again, a piece of felt here. So you have the main flap with a pocket up here. There's a pocket here. You have the second flap, a front slip pocket here, ignore all my felt, and a big compartment with 2 pockets and a little lipstick holder. The Reissue Clutch is very similar but set up a little bit differently. Here's a spin of the front, the sides, the back. Again, you have a pocket. The other side, the top, notice no chain, and the bottom. This whole thing is squishy. It's a very malleable bag, and I have videos on each of these 3 bags if you'd like to know more about any of them. I will have those linked below as well. Since it's a reissue, it has the Mademoiselle turn lock, and when you open this up, it's just a single flap. There's not a double in there. I have it stuffed with charcoal packs right now. There's no front pocket. It's just one open compartment. It has one zippered pocket on the back, and in front of that, a slip pocket. It also has a chain, but it's attached from the inside, and it's a very thin little chain. It's not uncomfortable though. There it is. So you can wear that on your shoulder. The Moonlight on the Water bag, again, a very similar setup. There's the front, the side, the back with the pocket, the other side. Here's the top. You do have the chain. This time, instead of the holes being this way, they're this way, and there's the bottom. This particular bag is covered in sequins, and it has the classic CC turn lock. When you open that up, you'll see that that's also a single flap. This bag and the clutch do not have that zippered pocket on the top. This is one large compartment, no front pocket. It has one zippered pocket in the back. For the mod shots, I'll show you each individually, and then I'll compare 2 at a time. Here's the reissue 227 on my shoulder with the chain doubled. Here it is on my shoulder with the chain singled. And then if I make it crossbody, it sits too high for me for it to be crossbody, but that's how it looks. Here's the reissue 226 clutch on my shoulder with the chain. Looks like that, and this is too short to be crossbody. The Moonlight on the Water bag has the shortest chain, and this chain, by the way, is the classic flap kind of chain that has the leather running through, whereas the other 2 are just chain with no leather. So here it is on my shoulder with the chain doubled, and here it is with a singled chain hanging from my shoulder. Both are nice. Don't think this will fit well on me crossbody. Nope, that's too high. So for me, none of these bags are crossbody. Here's the 227 versus the 226 on my shoulder. The 227 is doubled right now. And here's the 227 singled. So that hangs shorter doubled, longer singled compared to the 226. Here's the Moonlight on the Water bag doubled, and here it is singled. So again, it hangs shorter doubled, longer singled than the 226. And here's the Moonlight on the Water bag versus the 227. Those hang at about the same length singled, and they hang at about the same length doubled. I'm actually surprised by that, because when I use this Moonlight on the Water bag, it feels like that chain is a lot shorter, but on my shoulder it doesn't seem like it. Holding them up side by side like this, it seems like the reissue 227 is about an inch longer in the strap drop with the chain doubled, but on my shoulder the difference isn't very noticeable. Now let's talk about what fits in these 3 bags. First, a phone. I have an iPhone 10. This will fit easily in all 3 bags. Here it is. Can you even see it in the zippered compartment in here? So there's plenty of space for it there. Now, a lot of people, myself included, like to put a phone in an exterior back pocket. I would never do that on my Chanel flat bags because I don't want to stretch out that pocket. But if you're someone who doesn't care about that, it does not fit in the small size pocket. It does fit in the 226 pocket, and that means it also fits in the 227 pocket. How about an iPad mini? Will that fit in any of these bags? Let's try it in the smallest one first, and indeed it does. So if it fits in here, it also fits in the other 2 bags. How about a Louis Vuitton desk agenda? The desk agenda holds A5 size notebooks, so it's a little bit bigger than that. It will not fit in the Moonlight on the Water bag. And here's an A5 agenda without the notebook cover. That does fit, but it also takes up most of the space in the bag. So we know the notebook will fit in the other 2 bags. Will the desk agenda fit? It does fit in the reissue clutch 227, but you can see it takes up most of the space in the bag. And of course it fits in the reissue 227. Did I say 227 on that turquoise bag just now? That's a 226. And there's still quite a bit of room left. I can tell you this would not fit a laptop though. I think the maxi size might, or the 228. For example, here's my MacBook 13-inch, and you can see it just fits lengthwise, but not height-wise. I wouldn't be able to close the bag. How about a full-size wallet? Now, personally, I wouldn't carry a full-size wallet in any of these because they're smallish bags, and I want to make the most of my space, so I would carry a smaller wallet. But if you like to carry a large wallet, Let's see how those fit. There it is in the small bag. It has about 2 inches of space on top of it available and about another wallet's width of depth. In the Reissue 226 clutch, it has about 2.5 inches on top and maybe an inch or so in depth, and that's space still available. And there's a big difference in size in the 227. There is much more space available there. Now I'll load up the Moonlight on the water bag with several small items so we can see how much we can stuff into it. I have the Louis Vuitton Agenda PM, and I can stand that up in here and the bag will still close. But that's about the tallest thing I would put in it. The Louis Vuitton Mini Pochette. I can also stand that up in the bag, but I'm not sure how much that might limit me getting the bag closed with other things in it. I have a Louis Vuitton zippy coin and a Chanel flap card holder. These are about the same size. Since this is a Chanel bag, I'll use the Chanel card holder. I'll put my phone in that inside zippered pocket, and my Louis Vuitton clay, this Louis Vuitton sunglasses holder. And that's how everything fits in there, and there's still a bit of room. Can I close it is the question. Yes, I can. And the bag looks like this. It's not overstuffed. Everything fits just fine in there. It holds a lot. It holds more than I expected. Now I have the same things in the Reissue 226 clutch, and you can see that there's extra space between these items and there's more space on top of them. These items pretty much filled up the small size bag, but you have space for a few more things in the 226. Which is not surprising. And here's everything in the 227. You have quite a bit more space in there now. Again, not surprising. What would be my recommendation for the size that you should get? That's really impossible for me to say because it's up to you. I can say that if money is a factor here and you think you can only get one or you're just dreaming about one, I never thought I would have one and now I have 3, which is amazing. Part of that's because of the pre-loved market and finding great deals, because I would not be able to afford these straight from the boutique. That's for sure. I started with the 227 size and I'm very happy with that, and if this was my only bag, I would be perfectly happy. It's everything I want it to be. It holds everything I need and then some. Now that I have all 3 and now that we know the small size really fits a lot, here's my recommendation. I would say whatever size you end up getting, you can't really go wrong. They're all such fabulous bags. I'm very happy with all 3 of them. The Reissue 227 is my personal favorite. That has to do with a few things. I love the size. I love that I have the option to put more or less things in it. I love that it has more organization than the other 2 bags. One little trick I use with this bag to give me more space is I have this piece from Louis Vuitton. This is an insert from the Felicie. It has 8 card slots on the front, nothing on the back, and then it opens up in the middle for bills and receipts. So I use this as my wallet when I'm carrying the 227, and I slip that right into the front pocket, so it takes up almost no space at all. And then I still have the entire compartment on the inside to put whatever else I need into without a wallet taking up any space in there. So there you go, pro tip from Autumn Beckman. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope this was helpful. Bye.